Hello, this is Katie with OWEB. We're going to talk about how to submit a project completion report when you're ready to close out your OWEB grant. I'll walk you through some of the common requirements and give you some helpful tips. Submitting an accurate PCR the first time can save time and expedite your final payment. A project completion report is the final report required by OWEB once a grant has come to a close. Typically, they're due 60 days after the end date of a grant, but if you're finished with your project, you can begin work on your PCR at any time. When you're getting ready to close out your project, always review your grant agreement, checking on Exhibit B to see if there's any conditions related to reporting. When you're ready to enter information, you're going to submit your PCR on our online grant management system. If you're unfamiliar with using OWEB, we have several tutorial videos on our training page that cover the basics. From your OWEB menu, locate Project Completion Reporting found under the Grant Management heading. This will take you to a list of projects for which you are eligible to begin work on a PCR. We'll work on the Mount Pisgah Oak project today. Click on Completion Narratives. The tabs found at the top of the narrative section will differ depending on the project type. This example is for a restoration grant. Project Summary. Here is where you'll want to provide a concise summary about the work that was accomplished and reference the project location. Below, you'll see the project summary that was provided in the original grant application. This can help you. You can cut and paste this information, but make sure that you check the tenses and make sure that they're accurate, as well as adjust any metrics that may have differed after your project was implemented. Background on the problem that generated the project. This information can generally be taken directly from the original project application, as it is unlikely to have changed. Description. Here you'll want to provide a brief description of the work done. Focus on the project context within the watershed. How did the project affect watershed processes? Does the project link up to other similar work? Project changes. If your project scope or funding changed from the original proposal, you'll want to make sure to fill out this section. If the project was delayed or had time extensions, if the outcomes differed once you pivoted from planning to implementation, all of that information is important to include here. If you had communication with your OWEB project manager about the changes during the life of the grant, make note of that in the narrative. Public awareness. Here we want to hear about any media coverage, newspaper articles, etc. that may have resulted during the life of the project. Lessons learned. This is an important place to record information that may help the next person conducting similar work. Honesty is the best policy, and nothing punitive happens from being honest here. Recommendations. If you have recommendations for future projects of a similar type, please be sure to answer this question. While it's optional, we encourage our grantees to take time to be reflective about recommendations that might help make others have an easier time in the future. Habitat Guide. If applicable, you should confirm here that your project complies with the Oregon Aquatic Habitat Restoration and Enhancement Guide. Clicking on this link will also take you to a list of relevant field and technical guides, which you can access from our OWEB website. Special conditions. If your grant had special conditions, you'll want to list them here and indicate in the narrative how they were satisfied. There's also a handy-dandy link that will take you to view your grant agreement in a PDF form. On each of these tabs, when you're done entering information, you'll want to hit Save or Save and Continue, as the information is not automatically saved. When you're done with the narrative, hit Save and Continue to begin work on your funding sources. This is where you'll report all of the match for projects, keeping in mind what was originally proposed in the application and what was submitted as secured proof of match. If the total project amounts are very different, OWEB staff will likely need more information. You should also include this information in the Project Changes tab in the Completion Narrative section. Uploads are an important part of your PCR. Here as well you'll upload relevant files, often required depending on your grant type. If your project had a federal funding source, you'll need to enter and upload a federal lobbying certificate. Also, here you can upload project designs, as-builts, technical memorandums, and outreach materials. In the Before and After Photos tab, you'll be entering in your official pre- and post-project photos. With each photo, you'll need to enter in relevant information, the photo point number, whether it was a before or after photo. Please note that we only accept JPEGs as the official photos of record for a project. With each uploaded photo, also indicate the date, the photographer, a description, and location information. We do have a photo point monitoring video available if you need more information about taking great photo points. On your project completion reporting page, you'll find a column that will take you to the appropriate place to enter the metrics for your project. If it's a restoration grant, such as this one, the metrics column will take you to the Oregon Watershed Restoration Inventory page. You need to complete your restoration inventory before we can close out a project for all restoration projects. If your project was another project type, this link will take you to the metrics form page on the OWEB website, where you can find the appropriate form to enter the metrics for your type of grant. When you're ready to verify and submit your project completion report, click on the Verify button. This is a handy tool that will let you know where you still need to enter information. Under the Activity column, it will take you to the appropriate place where the section is missing data. You can use the Verify feature at any time throughout working on your PCR in order to help you keep track of what kind of work you still need to do on the report. Once you enter your project completion report on OGMIS, keep in mind that that is only one of 3 main components required to close out a grant. We'll also need your final payment request and appropriate fiscal documentation, as well as the metrics, if it's a restoration project, OWRI, as I just mentioned. Thank you for watching our video. We hope you feel more confident working on project completion reports. For more information, please contact your OWEB project manager, and we look forward to reading your reports.